think we're pretty live. We'll be starting in just about 8 minutes. Well, since I'm here and some of you are just already watching, I'm going to do a few nigunim, melodies without words, to sort of get us ready to begin the formal service at 6:15. Yai nai na nai nai, yai nai na nai nai, yai nai na nai nai nai, and na 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 nai, yai nai na nai nai, yai nai na nai nai, yai nai na nai nai nai, and na 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 nai, oh yai nai na nai nai nai, and na 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 nai, nai na 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 nai, and na 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 nai nai, na 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 nai, and na 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 nai nai. Na 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 na. Yai na 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 yay, nay, 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 yay, nay, 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 oh, yay, nay, 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 yay, nay, 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 yay, nay, 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 yay, nay, 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 nay. Diddy die, diddy die, 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 yai, diddy die, diddy die, yai, diddy die, diddy die, 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 yai, diddy die, diddy die, 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 yai, diddy die, diddy die, 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 yai, diddy die, diddy die. Biri biri bum, biri biri bim bum, biri biri bum, bim bim bum, bim bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim bim bum, bim bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim bum, biri biri bum, biri biri bim bum, biri biri bum, bim bim bum, bim bim bum, bim 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 bum. Bim bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam. All right, a few nigunim for us. The first one was the Krakow nigun, written by Shlomo Carlebach on his first visit to modern Krakow, recalling sort of the history and the ghost of ancient Krakow and all the tragedy that went on there for the Jewish people, but also the rebirth. The second one, which people jokingly call the Why Did He Die nigun, I have no idea where that one comes from, so we call that a Hasidic nigun. And the last one, Bim Bam, Beri Beri Bam, written by my teacher, Bonya Shur of Hebrew Union College of Cincinnati. Zichrono Livracha, may his memory be a blessing. That was his contribution in the Hasidic style. And he was born in, I believe he was born in Russia, Bonya Shur, but immigrated to the United States. So just a little bit of nigunim to get us started. And everything seems to be working just fine. Hopefully it'll stay that way. We had some connection issues earlier. As you can see, I am in the synagogue. I am on my own tonight. And it's going to be that way for, for tonight and tomorrow anyway. I want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. And for those who celebrated it, like my good friend Pastor Karen Stepko, Merry Christmas. And in fact, she mentioned today at our Gan Shabbat how the irony of this entire thing, that a Canadian minister is watching a Shabbat service on Christmas Day, only in 2020. All right, let's go to page 5. Page 5 in Shirat Avraham. Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Barech Shemo, Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato, Safru Vagoyim Kevodo, Bechol Ha'amim. נפלותיו כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד נורא הוא על כל אלוהים איי כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים באדוני שמיים עשה עוד והדר לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו עברו לאדוני משפחות עמים עברו לאדוני כבוד ועוז עברו לאדוני כבוד שמו שאו מנחה ובוא לחצרותיו איי השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש כאילו מפניו כל הארץ אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך עפתיקון תבל בל תימות ידין עמים במישרים יספרו השמיים ותגר הארץ ירם הים ומולו יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו היי 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 אז ירננו כל עצי יער מפני אדוני קיבה לשפוט הארץ לשפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai nai nai. All right, page 8. Or zaru ala tzadik U yishrei lev simcha. I'm off key there, let me try that again. Or zaru ala tzadik U yishrei lev simcha. 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 All right, let's turn to page 13, Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'neim, Havu l'Adonai. Kavod va'oz, ay ay nay, avu l'Adonai, kevod shemo yishtachavu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh, kol Adonai, al hamayim el hakavod yirim, Adonai, al mayim rabim, kol Adonai, ba'koach. Ay ay nay kol Adonai be'adar kol Adonai shover arazim vayishaber Adonai et arzei Alvanon vayarkirem kemo egel Levanon ve'esiryon kemo ven re'evim Ay ay nay kol Adonai כותב לעבוד אש כל אדוני יחיל מדבר יחיל אדוני מדבר כרת כל אדוני יכול אל איילון ויחשוף יערות והיכלו כולו אומר כבוד איי 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 אדוני למה הוא ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם Adonai oz le'amo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom Hey yai yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai nai Yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai 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 nai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Lecha Dodi, page 15. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'di גיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולעילה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, יללי יללי יללי, בני שבת נקבלה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, יללי יללי יללי, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם ונסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, יללי יללי יללי, בני שבת נקבלה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, יללי יללי יללי, b'nei Shabbat Kabbalah. I'm going to do the whole thing of L'chadodi tonight, as we will be skipping a number of things without the presence of a physical minion. So I'm going to do all of L'chadodi. We're on page 16 now. Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha Kumi Tzai Metoch Hafecha Rav Lach Shevet Be'emek HaBacha Ve'u Yachamol Alayech Emla Lechadoti Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lechadoti Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Itnari Me'afar Kumi Nishi Bigdei Tifar Techami Al Yad Ben Yishai Ben Halachmi Korva El Nafshi Ge'ala Lechadoti Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lechadoti Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Hit'oreri, hit'oreri, kiva orech, kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayech nigla. Lechadoti likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadoti likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tikalmi, ma tishtochachi u'ma temi, bach yechesu aniyei ami. ונבנתה עיר על תילה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, ב'nei Shabbat נקבלה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, ב'nei Shabbat נקבלה. והיו נשים ששוסייך ורחקו פה מבעלייך, יסעיס עלייך אלוהייך, כי ימסוס חתן על כלה. לחדותי דודי, לחדותי לקראת כלה, b'nei Shabbat נקבלה. לחדותי לקראת כלה, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי. ונשמחה ונגילה, לחדותי לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You can rise if you wish and face your entrance. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. And we say to any mourners in our midst, Hamakom lechem etchem b'tok shavlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Page 19. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, לזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. Continuing silently. Tzadika tamar yifrach, kerez balvanon yizkeh, shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yednuvun beseva, Deshenim v'ra'ananim yiyu lehagid, Yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlata bo. Adonai malach yot lavesh, lavesh Adonai osita zaraf tikon tevel ba'al timot, nachon kisacha me'az b'lamata, nasu nerot Adonai, nasu nerot kolam, yisu nerot och yam. Page 21. Mi kol od mayim, mayim rabim adirim, mishpereyam adir bamarom Adonai. Edotecha ne'enu me'od, ve'techa nava kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim. All right, skipping the Baruch Hu, moving right to page 23, Mariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Mariv Aravim. Il chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'mariv aravim. Ahavat olam ve'Yisrael, Amcha ahavita, Amcha ahavita, משפטים אותנו למדתם על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו קומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה נגע יומם ולילה בבטך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל Page 25, El Melech Ne'eman. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh. אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך ולטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Continuing silently 27 through 29. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. מלכותו ברצון קיבלו להם משה ובני ישראל חנה שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם page 32 מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא נורא תהילות עושה פלא מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל 1, 2, 3, 4 מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות tehilot, Osef ele Nora tehilot, Osef ele Nora tehilot, Osef ele, Osef ele. We're on page 33 now. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom V'ha'amitenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom V'ha'amitenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tziteinu Uvoenu Lechaim u'shalom Me'ata ve'ad Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom Ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom Ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Frosaleni Sukkot Shlomecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Parei Sukkot Shlom Aleinu, V'kol Amo Yisrael, V'yal Yerushalayim. Do a little different Vishamru tonight, the Debbie Friedman one. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam, Berit olam, Beini uvein v'nei Yisrael Oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat Shabbat vayinafash. Skipping the Chatzi Kaddish, we go right into the private Amidah, pages 37 through 48. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. Hey, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. All right, a little word about the next president of the United States, the 8th president, Martin Van Buren, who had very little contact with the Jewish community, but nevertheless, I'll explain. So Martin Van Buren was the 8th president of the United States. He was from Kinderhook, New York, which today is a suburb of Albany, but back then it was more than a suburb. It was its own town, a longer ride than it would be today. He was a member of the Dutch Reformed Church. He was a very religious man, attended church regularly, he read the Bible regularly, and apparently he loved to sing hymns. He sung hymns at church with all kinds of ruach. He was known for that. He was not a very popular president. He had two main There were two main, excuse me a second, my guitar fell down, so let's put that in a safer location. There were two reasons for his misfortune as president. The first was that he followed somebody very popular, which is always difficult, that of Andrew Jackson, and I know Andrew Jackson isn't popular historically, but he was very popular at the time, so that was his first problem. The second one was that a major depression took place right after he took office in 1837. He took office in 1836 and 1837. It's called the Panic of 1837, and people were miserable, and they blamed a lot of it on the president. As I mentioned, there was not much, if any, contact with actual Jews, but he did preside in America over something that took place in the Middle East called the Damascus Affair. And the Damascus Affair was a variant of the blood libel against Jews. There was a monk, Father Thomas, who disappeared with his servant, and I guess that day he had been seen in the Jewish quarter. So fellow monks spread the rumor that Jews killed him for ritual murder, meaning like to use Father Thomas's blood for Passover, Purim, one of these horrific myths that are perpetrated by anti-Semites, even still today, both right-wing and left-wing, these kinds of blood libels. And the French consul in Damascus used the occasion to search the Jewish quarter. They tortured several notable Jews and a Jewish barber. They tortured them into confessing, and they imprisoned them and were going to execute them. The whole thing was an obvious sham, and there were Jewish protests all over the world. So Martin Van Buren dispatched his Secretary of State, John Forsyth, to issue a condemnation. And this is what Forsyth wrote. In common with all civilized nations, the people of the United States have learned with horror the atrocious crimes imputed to the Jews of Damascus and the cruelties of which these Jews have been the victims. The president fully participates in the public feeling, and he cannot refrain from expressing surprise and pain that in this advanced age, such barbarous measures be resorted to in order to compel the confession of imputed guilt. He accordingly directed me to instruct you to employ all the good offices in efforts to end that justice and humanity may be extended to these persecuted people whose cry of distress has reached our shores. Right? Surprised and pained that in that advanced age that they would still see something like that. How little progress we have made. The end of the affair happened when two prominent French Jews, one of them was the lawyer Isaac Cremieux, and the other was a guy named Solomon Monk, joined Moses Montefiore of England. They all went to Alexandria, Egypt, and secured, and through negotiations with Egypt and Syria, which wasn't really Syria at the time, it was just, it was Damascus, part of the Ottoman Empire, and they secured the release and exoneration of the 9 Jews who were imprisoned. So, horrible thing. But back to Martin Van Buren. He re-ran and lost to William Henry Harrison, who we'll be talking about next week. His was a very short presidency because he died, and he won and was famous for the slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. And unfortunately, they had a slogan about Martin Van Buren in that election too. Van is a used up man. He ran several other times and lost for president. He couldn't give it up, although on the day he left office, he did imagine that he was never going to run again, for which he said the 2 happiest days of his life were the day he entered the office and the day he surrendered it. Martin Van Buren and the Jews. Our service continues with the Aleinu, page 57. If you wish, please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzev reshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim veyoser aretz, umoshev yekaro bashamayim mima'al, ushchinatu zo begof miromiim, hu Eloheinu ein od, emet malkeinu efezulato, kakatuv betorato, vedata hayom vehashevota, elevavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim, bashamayim mima'al, V'ha'aretz mitachat ein od. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, v'ne'emar v'chaya Adonai, l'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom ha'hu yihyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Now, this is the last Shabbat of the Gregorian calendar year, and often on the last Shabbat I recite a list of names of those who died in the past year, those famous people. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I wrote that I was going to do it next week mostly, but also people associated with the new year, and even though it will be already the new year, that's when I'm going to do it. It's just too early, and there will be, unfortunately, several more people likely to die this week who are famous. I will do one song of one of those who died this year tonight, though, and I'll do a different one next week, most likely. But we do have our own list, those whose yortzites, the anniversary of their deaths, occur during the coming week, friends and family of the members of Temple Beth Abraham and past members. Thinking especially tonight of Sam Barnett, Arthur Braverman, Mary Brisky, Ethel Cohen, Howard Cohen, that's Karen's father, Rose Dancer, Murray Davis. I did his Micha Mocha tonight. I often do it, of course, but in his honor completely. Nathan Denenberg, Randy Diamant, Ruth Eisenman, Gitta Schneider Elul, Lena Fass, Alfred Feldhammer, Max Gross, Joseph Gustfield, David Holloman, Betty Holloman, Esther Isaacson, Irene Kahn, Irving Kingston, Meyer Kranz, Mark Leon, Jay Michelson, Philip Nathanson, Carolyn Sue Nightingale, Emma Pekarsky, Abby Rockmaker, Louis Rosenberg, Rose Rosenberg, Paula Rotman, Tom Rocher, Sally Simon, Becky Singer, Anna Weinstein, Eugene Weiss, Herman Zubkoff, and we're in the Shloshim for Lubin Calabio. The memories of all of them are with us. We ask all who wish to join me in the Mourner's Kaddish to do so now. It is on page 61. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach Yerutei v'amlich malchutei, V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chedachol Beit Yisrael, B'agalav v'zman kari v'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam l'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'itadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha berichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memory of the people you're thinking of tonight be a blessing to you always. And let us say, Amen. Tomorrow, services are at 9:30. I will actually be talking about, as promised, several Israeli television series, which are on primarily Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. A little review of them and what I would recommend watching. Tomorrow night, I will be honoring a whole bunch of musicians. We're going to be doing Havdalah, 7 p.m. at my house. I'm going to be honoring all kinds of musicians who died in the past year. Not all of them, only the ones that I can kind of do on guitar myself. And I'm going to honor one of them tonight. I'll use a different song for him tomorrow. And that is Bill Withers, who had a lot of hits. Lean on Me may be the most famous. And for me personally, it was on the radio constantly the summer that I took swim lessons in Millbrae, California. And but it's also become a staple of BBYO conventions because it's about friendship. It is a beautiful song, been redone by many people, but nobody does it like Bill Withers. So our closing song tonight will be Lean on Me. I did it in the summer the week he passed away. It definitely bears repeating. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow. That you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there isn't love, right up the road, and I'll share your load. If you just call me, call me, call me. If you need a friend, call me. Oh, call me. If you need someone, call me. If you need a friend, call me. Call me. Lean on me, call me. Shabbat Shalom. And let's be safe and careful out there. Bye-bye.